Hi there, my name is Mike. Nice to meet you. I'm a martial arts instructor. Some of you may even know me as an artist, a musician, animal behaviorist, or as they call it up here in the north, a bouncer. That's what we're going to talk about today. Bouncing from both perspectives. I've worked the door at every single hotspot in the city of Chicago at one point or another. In Chicago, we call this club security or working the door. Sorry, I am mosquito food. There's a lot of mosquitoes out right now. You know, I work on the Illinois border of Wisconsin, and everyone calls you a bouncer because that's it. There's only one guy. It's not like club security in Chicago where we had a bunch of guys. Maybe we're talking on earpieces and stuff like that. You know, it's nothing like that. You don't have any backup. You are the guy. So most of the time you're standing out in front of the door, opening the door for people, or you're already inside the establishment working at the hostess station. So you're going to be a host. You're going to say, hey, what's going on? Can I see your ID? So you don't want to be all tough and scary looking, you know? Be a smiling bouncer like me. I once had a manager named James, who's a real good manager, tell me he's never seen anybody that can throw a large group of people, rowdy and crazy group of people, out the door without a hassle. And not only without a hassle, but you know, shaking hands and smiling and saying thank you, have a good night, be safe, we'll see you again. You know, that's the sign of a good bouncer or door person. You know, and that's true. I've definitely thrown large groups of people out, and I pride myself in that. And that started from a guy named Jerry from Lodge Management in Chicago. Said, Mike, you're really good at, you know, throwing people out. And I was actually throwing someone out at the time. Had them all rolled up in a carpet, looked like, you know, me and somebody else had his legs. Real big guy that was out of control. But anyway, you know, instead of doing that kind of display and just cut to the chase right away, you know, you learn to you know, use your head, you know. So Jerry said something to me. He said, you're real good at that, why don't you, you know, do it without that. So if you can do that, you know, if you can help people out. I've driven people home many times from the bar that have intoxicated themselves a little too much, you know. Not only people that were patrons of the establishment, but people that work there as well. You know, you're there to help everybody out. You're there to take care of everybody, so do a good job. So anyway, I hope you get something out of this, and I hope you enjoy the video. And please like and subscribe, and you'll be like the 8th subscriber. The reason that people are actually shaking your hand and thanking you is because they're happy that you're not hurting them, and you know, you're appreciating that they're human too. They're just out having a good time, you know. So relax, everybody. Don't be you know, if you work with somebody that's an asshole like that, call that fucker out. Don't work with people like that. I've also worked as a personal security guard for many well-known clients and some not so well-known. I will not drop any names. I teach Bujin Kenpo Kai, also known as the Black Sheep Style. I invite you to visit us at Lake Geneva Dojo, Bujin Kenpo Kai on Facebook. Either way, I appreciate you. We'd like to see you in person, but if you're too far, please get on Facebook and give us a like and let us know you're out there. So if a bouncer does grab you like this, you can first tell that guy not to touch you, right? And you will walk out with him nicely. And so the first person definitely do it. Bam. That's pretty good. That's good. So now I'm in a spot, right? And now I'm like, where the hell are you going to go? This one hits me right away before I know what's going on. Bam. Find that in your hand. So now, bam, this doesn't even have to go that high. And you can already start to turn it. That's how. If you want like, bam, it would already go like that, right? So if this went wrong, this guy's got you here. Remember what he can do. Right? He's got you. That's good. Good. We're going to remove this guy from the situation, right? So if I got his arm right here, you think, oh, who's going to grab me like that, right? So what's the technique for that? So we're going to actually be the bouncer. So I actually have this guy by his arm. I'm going to take him this way. I see that punch coming or something like that. All right? So we control that punch from happening by what we have here instead of trying to do this. All right? That's string theory. That punch started to come, right? He goes down. Oh, yeah. You know, when you come to a club and the first guy you see is also the last guy you see, that guy has a big impression on you. You know, being a good security guy is more than just looking around and acting tough. It's about, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you folks. How's it going tonight? Can I help you with something, you know? Open the door for these folks after you check their ID, for goodness sakes, right? Be nice. Yeah, sure. Anyone can act tough, right? But how about acting nice and treating people with respect? Hey, you want to make people feel comfortable, right? You don't want to make them feel threatened in any which way. You don't want to make them feel like they're being watched. You know, you're just saying hello to them, you know, and at that time you keep a track of everybody that's coming and going. And there's a lot of work to do as a security guy. So a lot of times you're standing there talking to you know, a pretty girl or something like that. You still have to be looking around. You still have to be making sure everybody's safe, right? That's what you're there for. You're the guy that's supposed to jump up if something goes wrong. You're the guy that signed up for that. So you know, make sure you stand there and not only create a good presence, you know, and good atmosphere, but you know, back up what you're doing. Be ready for anything. Anything could happen. So don't take it lightly, no matter where you're at.
Close your eyes. Keep your eyes open. I can't fight so much now.
Pretty good.
Yes, use the elbows.
Every time I'm doing a backwards roll, this is what happens.
75 right now. Tomorrow, 81 with a slight chance of an afternoon storm. This weather report was powered by ExpressPros.com. August 8th is National Energy Day for Express.
Working this side, I'm like pushing this hand to the ground, you know? That's the way I'm trying to think of it, or like push it to my ankle even.
Shock. And right after you do that shock, then you come down.
Yeah, that was cool.
Use this grounding a lot right here. And just a little grounding. I put no strength in it. All I did was twist and drive my elbow into it. He's gonna go right over. Try and grab it or choke hold me or something. Right? Even if he goes. That choke hold's gonna break right loose. No. Okay, you went under. You're trying to lift them. Go slow. You don't have to go fast at all. Sit in there. Elbow in here. And roll forward. There you go. You feel it? You do go slow as you want. He'll still roll over you. See? Watch my leg now. All I did was straighten my leg. I didn't even roll. All I did was take my foot and go bring that elbow, get it in here. Now straighten your leg out and twist. There it is.
One of these seals to go. If I just take that little step, it goes down a little bit easier.
Something like that. So once you're here, this has to be one motion. There's now a driven off balance.
Yes, there you go.
Watch that.
So it was funny, my foot was stuck, but I still had to go down.
See, I'm here now. That leg comes there, it's like a nice long wedge.
And a technique that we can actually work this off of to play with this, hammer and sword. This is a technique for the guy that's actually grabbing your lapel here. So if somebody was going to try to grab my lapel and they're going to try to punch me with his hand, that's what's happening, right? So I'm going to counter grab. So it's good to know as you watch any of the Lake Geneva Dojo, Bujin Kenpo Kai related videos that we don't, if you noticed as well, we don't use too many technical terms, especially when we're doing a seminar with people from other styles. We don't want to, confuse anybody or make it too complicated to understand. So we speak in just general terms, especially during that time. As you go through Bujin Kenpo Kai, you learn the same terms and principles that are in American Kenpo. When you are learning Bujin Kenpo Kai, what you're learning is a lot of American Kenpo, Ed Parker's American Kenpo. So if I have to, that punch might come, I might have to do one of these. But, sorry. You want me to stand back up? No. I'm going to buy myself some time. I see that punch coming in, I'm just going to stop him in the face right here. So I can slap him in the face if I need to. I'm trying to hit that throat, if I collarbone if I can, whatever. That stops that hand that's happening. So from here I'm going to grab. Say that punch is still coming, wham, I'm going to play my space by just going into my stance so that my stance becomes the weapon. He's in my spot. Wherever your opponent is, he's standing in your space. So claim it. Okay, so real quick again, slow. So this one kind of went wrong. I couldn't take him this way for some reason. I see that punch coming, wham. All right, so we're just going to act like we're not going to the other one. We're just going to go right here, and we're going to take a step back to buy ourselves a little time and bring him off balance. That punch is coming. This has to happen right away. So it ricochets, wham, right there. Come on. Kick him right here. And now this is when we go slow. You can play with this kind of stuff to go, how does this feel? What does it feel like to separate somebody's head from their arm? Ricochet, loss, right? Wherever I have to come in, if the shoulder's down like that, just jam it, right? And then this one. And then if you noticed, we don't always finish the technique for the videos. We don't always share it with you. There's a guy standing in front, of what's going on. We want you to, really get into a dojo. I don't care if you go to my dojo or our dojo, but go somewhere with responsible adults, professionals, someone that you're gonna respect and learn from. Thanks for stopping in the Lake Geneva Dojo. Bujin Kenpo Kai. Yeah! Good guys wear black. So as you notice, these videos are not tutorials exactly. You might get something out of it, especially if you were in the seminar already to recall the information, but a lot of the stuff that we say are removed or cut off or not emphasized so that you do not learn these techniques off of YouTube. We don't want you hurting yourself. We don't want anybody being hurt from things that you've learned. Get yourself into the dojo. Feel your mojo. Get in the dojo from someone that you could actually learn something from. If you're learning from YouTube, you might not only hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt somebody else. Something's gonna go wrong. That's something, anything that's on YouTube is put on there for, in my opinion, for people that are already responsible, you know, practicing martial artist, maybe long time, maybe at least long enough to actually look at something and kind of see what's going on. So anyway, so as we're talking about bouncing here, or club security, or whatever you want to call it, you know, it's about being compassionate and you know, putting yourself in their shoes. They might not even remember what they did the night before that was wrong. Everybody's got an inside part of them that might be a little naughty every once in a while, right? So, you know, respect that and don't hurt anybody. Not to mention, if you hurt somebody in a bar, it's also a legal issue, you know? And you know, you're not above the law in any which way in that situation. So you have to do everything according to the law. If you're in a physical altercation with somebody and it explodes in a room, everyone in that room knows what's going on, and it creates an uncomfortable feeling. A lot of times that will clear a bar. So if you like your bartenders and you want to work for them and treat them kindly, you're there to do a job, do it right, you know. Don't do it half-assed. Don't do any job half-assed. Don't have any excuse. Be proud of what you do, you know. If you're working for an establishment, hope it's one that you enjoy and respect and appreciate, so that you can reflect that. If you are a drunk civilian, or if you're a security person working the door, no matter which side of the fence you're on, be good, you know. Treat people like you'd want to be treated. 9 times out of 10, if you act cool, people will act cool with you. Yeah! Don't forget, good guys wear black. Thanks for visiting the Lake Geneva Dojo. Bujin Kenpo. Kai. Pull, and I can push. Pull, push, right? I'm going to pull, hit him in the groin.
You're stuck in
Right in the
that.
nuts.
Right.
Yeah. Right in the nuts, and then
Here, this hand is here.
there you go. Counter grab, step back with this one, outward ainsword right away.
Back hand.
So pop, pop, right here. So I got him.
I want him to see the grab on hand.
Yeah, I got him right in his wrist.
So I can see what I'm
Right.
doing.
So I have him right here. So I'm actually have control of his wrist, and now I have control of his head. So when that punch comes, no matter what the punch is here, I have this going on. So there's nothing that he can do. Yep, so as I'm going to try to grab here, and I'm actually using this for a brace a little bit to pull him in, and I'm going to pull myself in, wham! So it kind of, this is a 45-degree cat stance for a second as it shoots in, and then I'm going back to a right neutral bow. So when I get back to my right neutral bow, I just want to pop him wherever he's in. If you ever saw a rubber mallet,
So
and it bounces up, that's what happens on that bicep.
So this foot goes back. Step back, right? Okay, step back. I can't punch you. Okay, now stop. This is
So a couple really good important things on this technique is that I'm stepping here, I want to make sure I got a good right there. So right here, he's canceled. If I check myself here, I'm not leaning this way, I'm not, you know, I'm right here, up and down, right? So if I'm here, right here, I'm still got him canceled. So I always want this kind of pressure on him, right? Pop. Right here is the most important part. As this goes, I'm going 100% on my back leg for a second. So I want to make sure that my center is good. I don't want to rise. I don't want to lean back. I want to be popped right here. That's where it's real important. Your arm into the Z, so if that punch is coming, I have you right here. Just even with you standing right in front of me, right? Yeah. And if that punch is coming and I'm starting to do this, and I really want to get to this, I can step back, have a pull right now. Or we can also go back this way.
That one's like the worst. Like I have to walk with this, my arms are free.
Yeah. If you go too far away, tap.
Now, take this
so we don't hurt
leg.
anybody. I don't have too much, but if I'm right here, I got all of it in the world.
So
Okay.
go shoot it.
Just a little tiny bit right
There
there.
you go. Drive
See that wrist?
it. Bam.
Just a
Shoot it.
little bit. You know? So if I'm real
Pull.
high,
There you go.
I have to,
And now you have
to try to get up. But if I have my elbows here, it doesn't take as much at all. Right?
There you
You
go.
know?
That's it. Well, I'm gonna have him watch it because I can't see what I'm
So if you was going to resist, go ahead.
You have to drive
that's why we try to have this people that sweat because they don't get away.
Now,
So if I want to, I can be even nasty.
taking this foot and quickly swinging it back.
Pull them out this way. This way.
With nothing even, just after you got my arm. You know, whoa. Because that was the
Nasty
same.
stuff. I'll show you all those things. Real serious stuff if you let it happen. So you try to react right away. Counter that. If you counter that, then good. Even if you can't get this, at least you're fighting, on a level. So he can switch out right there if you don't counter that. There you go. Kenpo karate. It's my foundation. Damn skeeters. It's not about what color belt you have. If you have a black belt or not, you know, it doesn't really matter. I got this black belt right here from, well, it's not the same kind of belt, obviously, but it doesn't really matter. To prove a point, I got this from the Farm and Fleet, right? It's a good little mosquito swatter. If you're one of those kids that thinks that you're going to learn in 3 weeks and 4 weeks and be done with it, or a couple classes maybe here and there, you know, a half hour every once in a while, you're not going to make it. Doesn't matter what kind of belt you are, but you're not going to be anything without a lot of hard work and practice. And no matter what you do, don't think that anything's coming easy. You know, we're not going to give you a trophy just because you showed up. Those days are over, son. Anyway, whatever you're doing, I hope you practice and stay with it and give it a good college try. And you know, it's black belt is not a destination. It's a journey, and it's only really the beginning. And I could say that I've been in martial arts for 40 years, and I waited 13 years for my black belt, and it was just the beginning. It just started then. Everything that happened before that time, of course, was very, very important and built me up to that point. So anyway, keep practicing, and Kenpo, it's my roots. So don't be a pussy. Feel your mojo. Enter the dojo, the Lake Geneva Dojo. Bujin Kenpo Kai.